Aman, did you see the Supreme Court just ruled on SC status and religious conversion? This one is going to be everywhere.
Yes, and honestly, it connects to some really deep constitutional history. But go ahead, you lead this. Welcome back to Preparo's Daily CA Pulse. I'm Aman.
And I'm Ria. 7 stories today. Let's get into it. Okay, starting with that Supreme Court ruling. The court has held that scheduled caste status is restricted to Hindus, Sikhs, and Buddhists and is lost upon conversion to Christianity or Islam.
So, someone who converts and then reconverts, they can't just walk back in.
Exactly. Strict proof is required for reconversion, and converts lose all statutory protections under SC laws immediately. The court also clarified what professing a religion publicly means legally.
This is GS2, constitutional rights, social justice, and the debate around equality of opportunity versus identity based protection.
This is 100% coming in prelims and mains. Keep it. Now, water wars next. The Punjab Rajasthan water dispute is back in focus. And this one is a masterclass in conflictual federalism.
Okay, so picture this an agreement from the 1920s, then the Indus Waters Treaty of 1960, reshuffling everything, and now two states essentially at a legal standoff.
Punjab passed the Termination of Agreements Act in 2004 to scrap water sharing deals, while Rajasthan holds a tripartite allocation of 8.6 million acre feet. Article 262 governs interstate water disputes through tribunals.
And here's the thing this pattern of states unilaterally exiting river agreements is becoming a federal governance crisis, not just a water issue.
GS2 for federalism, GS1 for geography. The digital twins technology angle for future solutions is also mainsworthy. Moving on, a bird story with big stakes. The Hudsonian godwit, a shorebird that flies 11,000 kilometers non-stop, is facing a 95% population collapse, and it just got proposed for protection at CMS COP15 in Brazil.
95%? That's catastrophic. What's CMS here?
CMS, the Convention on Migratory Species, is a legally binding treaty adopted in 1979 in Bonn, Germany. The godwit, scientific name Limosa hemastica, is vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. Appendix 1 listing means the strictest protection.
Wetland loss and climate change driving this. This ties into everything we've covered about biodiversity frameworks this year.
GS3 Environment. CMS and IUCN classifications are classic prelims territory. Count that as prelims topic 3. Now, pharma policy. The government has launched the Biopharma Shakti scheme, 10,000 crore rupees over 5 years to make India a global leader in biologics and biosimilars.
Biosimilars being the affordable versions of expensive biological drugs, right? This feels like a big push for the non communicable disease burden.
Exactly. Cancer, diabetes, the works. It's aligned with the National Biopharma Mission, targeting a $100 billion biotech industry. New approach methodologies in drug development are also part of this.
India's pharma diplomacy angle here is real. If we lead on affordable biologics, that's soft power too.
GS3 Science and Technology plus Economics. Scheme name, outlay, and focus areas, all prelims worthy. One more deep story nuclear fuel. BARC, the Bhabha Atomic Research Center, has raised safety concerns about HALEU thorium fuel for India's nuclear reactors. This is significant given India's 3-stage nuclear program.
Wait, HALEU-TH. That's enriched uranium mixed with thorium? India has massive thorium reserves, so this matters strategically.
Right. Thorium generates fissile uranium-233, produces less radioactive waste, and has higher energy output. But the BARC study flags that shutdown rods, the emergency safety systems, become less effective, requiring major reactor redesign.
So the promise of thorium fuel is real, but the safety engineering hasn't caught up yet. Classic technology policy gap.
GS3 Science and Tech. India's thorium reserves and the three-stage program are perennial prelims favorites. Okay, quick fire, two more. Assam has become the first Indian state to float a tender for Earth observation satellites called AssamSat to be placed in low Earth orbit with synthetic aperture radars for disaster response and border security.
And the Union Cabinet has extended the IVFRT scheme, Integrated Visa and Foreigners Registration Tracking, until 2031, with 1800 crore rupees for biometric immigration modernization.
That's 5 prelims worthy topics today. Honestly, probably all 7. Stay curious, stay prepped.
See you tomorrow on Prep Aero's Daily CA Pulse.